As it is, so it is. Understand yourself. The word Santa, if you unscramble it, you'll get Satan. Just play with it. See if Satan comes out of Santa. Is he Satan? No, but it's of those who have a thing with negative energy, dark energy, the number 8 energy, and the number 9. Be mindful, those whose birthdays fall on the 18th, the 17th, the 9th, the 8th. It's not that they're the devil. It's that those numbers have a specific life course. Follow it. Look into these things. Nothing weird about your nature until your nature gets the best of you. A lot of us would be more synced into who we are if we knew our nature. And our nature is found in the time we were born, where we were born, what time of the year we were born, unaccording to the Gregorian calendar, which is the calendar we have here. Let us be mindful of the word Janus, as much of us know, and many don't know. Janus is the goddess, for the month of January. And this goddess is typified by looking backwards and forwards. She has 2 heads, and these 2 heads depicts looking back and then looking forward towards something better. There goes your New Year's resolution. You're looking back at the year, and what you don't want to repeat for the new year, and what you do want for yourself for the so-called new year, and then looking forward is the representation of that. We could continue to look deeper. The word gymnasium. We see that this is the gym in many of our colleges, high schools, public schools, intermediate schools, Catholic schools, private schools. And in the gym, we play basketball, we play sports, we learn so-called physical education, but in reality, this is the place where Greek men wrestled with each other naked. Okay. We have to be mindful of the energy sources found in the everyday places we venture to that's surrounded and laden in Eurocentric hideousness. How do we know this? Today we have statues all across the country being taken down. Why? Because of what it represents. And what it represents is subjugation, degradation, slave populace, stolen people. People can't be stolen. People can't be property, so you cannot own a person. That's chattel. Look into the terminology, if you care, as to how you got here. And what we mean by this terminology is, who are you? For instance, you may claim the Jamaican descent or the Jamaican heritage, of which my parents come from. And the reality is, many Jamaicans and Jamericans, or Jamaicans born here in America, think that they in fact came from the west coast of Africa and were shipped directly to Jamaica, that island. And many went online and they've, of course, went through billions of YouTubes and they have ideas, and granted, it's good. However, if it isn't the truth, we reject it. The reality is, the men here in this country that consider themselves Jamaican have statues that they found from the end of Mexico all the way up the west coast as north as Canada. And the same headstones with the same facial contours, features. The countenance is reflective of a thick-lipped, wide-nosed, kind of mammoth foreheaded male. And this is more reflective of the Jamaican, and contrary to the Indian that was supposed to be on that island, which is actually you, who populated this whole country that we know as North America, frog country, were there. But this is confusion. Keeping you away from your identity enables you to reach or take on the faces that are purported through radio, TV, magazines, the opportunity for you to become America's next top model, America's next top idol, because you're an American Idol now. We want to worship the person, never the God self. More confusion. You see these Jamaicans that we call, it's the title, it's generic. Keep in mind, anything generic, it has no origin, and it's for the divide and conquer therapy. I'm Puerto Rican, she's Dominican, he's African. But now he's no longer African, he's a Rhodesian, he's Liberian, he's from the Sudanese. These are divisions. The zigzag puzzle that we see in Africa in terms of boundary lines were never there. There's something called the Berlin's Conference and the Brussels Conference. If you study both of these conferences, this is when men from Greece, Britain, England, so to speak, France, Denmark, Poland, Switzerland gathered together to divvy up the continent, make boundary lines. Weird ideas, along such other weird ideas. The men we call Jamaicans, bringing it back, these were Africans. Firstly, we had the Indians, as we call them, that were here. They were transported to the east, the west coast of Africa, to do interbreeding. Through that interbreeding, we have another form of a Negro. Keep in mind, Negro is just a classification. It isn't specifically to colored people anywhere throughout the world. It's a classification. The idea of a Negro or creating a nigger is to keep him or her deaf, dumb, and blind, pretty much told what to do, and they do as they're told, nothing less, nothing more. And they're always entitled to the mere scraps of life